Is Trump's tariffs already working? Don't scroll past this video because you're going to want to hear this. Stellantis, the maker of Ram pickup trucks, has just announced that they are laying off 900 people and shutting down 2 plants in Canada and Mexico because of Trump's tariffs.
Volvo's recent decision to lay off up to 800 workers at its U.S. facilities underscores the tangible impact of escalating trade tariffs on American manufacturing jobs. The layoffs, affecting sites in Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Maryland, are attributed to declining demand and market uncertainty, largely stemming from President Trump's trade policies that have imposed tariffs on various imported goods. These trade policies have disrupted global supply chains, increased manufacturing costs, and eroded consumer and business confidence, particularly in the automotive and heavy-duty truck sectors. Volvo's first quarter profit fell significantly, prompting the company to cut its 2025 North American heavy truck market forecast from 300,000 to 275,000 vehicles. The uncertainty around freight rates, regulatory changes, and tariffs has led to a drop in orders and the need to scale back production. This situation is part of a broader trend of corporate layoffs across various industries. While U.S. weekly jobless claims have risen slightly, reflecting a still resilient labor market, escalating trade policies have dampened business confidence and created tighter financial conditions, leading some firms to delay hiring. Companies are adopting a cautious approach due to economic ambiguity, with scattered reports of pending layoffs and reduced government employment. Volvo's challenges highlight the complexities of global trade and its direct impact on American workers. As the company navigates these turbulent times, the broader implications for the U.S. labor market and economy remain a subject of close scrutiny.
I got a random meeting on my calendar.
Honestly, I couldn't even finish that video because it's just so sad and it's triggering. You know, some of these companies are genuinely getting away with murder. And honestly, I have some thoughts like, how is it that they ask for honesty and loyalty, but yet they can turn around and just put a random meeting in the calendar, or simply send you a text asking if you can get on a call, which happened to me out of nowhere. Can you jump on a Zoom? Just to be laid off. Like, where is that decency? And like, if you expect that from me, shouldn't you give it back as well? Like, this is why employees are just so fed up with corporate culture, because they don't give a fuck. I mean, they lay you off high and dry. They probably know you have families and bills and responsibilities. I mean, I'm sure they do. Any human does. And they still could care less. I mean, they don't give a fuck. And honestly, the other thing, when are we going to stop walking people out of like offices like they're thieves, or immediately logging them out of the computer as if they're planning to destroy the company? Like, if someone really wanted to, they probably could, and they've probably planned for it. But these employees who've been at these companies for 10 plus years being treated like they're some thief or some kind of like person ready to destroy the company is just wild to me. Like, in what way does that reflect any sort of culture? And that's why when I see a mission, vision, values plan, I always roll my eyes, because it almost always includes pride, respect, loyalty, family. But yet the moment they can, they'll throw you out like you're a piece of garbage, even if you've been there for years. And the fact that you don't even get so much as a few weeks of pay is wild. I mean, that is America, if I could fucking explain it in a few words, genuinely. Other places in the world, let me just tell you, because my partner is from London, you will get an automatic like month, 3 months. I think in London, if I'm not mistaken, like after 2 years, you get 3 months automatically. I've known people in America who have been at these companies for 7+ years who get laid off and maybe get 2 weeks. That, it has to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, it leaves me baffled. And this is why when 5 p.m. comes around, clock out.
Corporate layoffs are becoming an increasingly common feature of the modern economic landscape, and Volvo's recent decision to cut up to 800 jobs in the U.S. offers a telling example of how global forces and policy decisions can directly affect workers on the ground. Volvo's layoffs were driven by a mix of declining demand in the North American truck market and rising operational costs, much of which stems from U.S. trade policies and tariffs. These economic measures, aimed at protecting domestic industries, have ironically made it more expensive for companies like Volvo to manufacture and sell vehicles in the U.S. The company slashed its North American truck forecast for 2025 and reported a significant drop in first quarter profits. This economic pressure forced Volvo to scale back production, leading to job cuts in several states including Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. The bigger picture: corporate layoffs on the rise. Volvo is far from alone. Across the board, companies in tech, manufacturing, media, and finance are announcing layoffs. While the U.S. labor market remains resilient overall, the underlying trends tell a different story. Increased costs from tariffs and global supply chain issues have made it difficult for companies to maintain previous staffing levels. Economic uncertainty, including inflation, regulatory changes, and geopolitical instability, has made firms more cautious about spending and investment. Automation and restructuring are also contributing factors, as businesses look to increase efficiency in leaner economic times. For American workers, these corporate decisions are more than numbers, they're livelihoods. In the case of Volvo, hundreds of workers now face uncertain futures because of factors completely outside of their control, such as international trade disputes and shifts in demand forecasts. Layoffs ripple through local economies as well, affecting small businesses, housing markets, and consumer confidence. When a major employer cuts jobs, entire communities can feel the impact.
Hi folks, so the bad news for the US auto industry continues. Volvo has announced that it's laying off 800 employees over the next 3 months over 3 separate facilities. The layoffs will be in Pennsylvania, Magenge, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, I apologize. Also Dublin in Virginia, and also Hagersville in Maryland. Volvo is citing market uncertainty due to Donald Trump's tariffs as the reason for the layoffs. This source came from Yahoo Finance, folks. My name is Nick. I'd love you guys to give me a follow. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So be prepared, the unemployment rate is fixing to increase pretty good, because corporations, when they're announcing their earnings report, you can pretty much tell by that of how their future looks for the next year. Well, the earning reports are showing that corporations lost tons of money. So the quickest way for a company to cut their cost is what they'll do. They'll cut costs before they just try to make more money. Is they're going to cut employees out. And who are the employees they're going to cut out? They're going to cut out the most expensive employees they have on their payroll. And it's going to put people who are the Gen X age. Those are the people who are going to lose their jobs, because they can be replaced by people who earn much less money than they do. But this is all because of all the tariffs and the policy changes when it comes to doing business in America. It has tied the hands of so many corporations of being able to increase their sales across the world because the world isn't buying. So this is another thing to just add on to the pile of what poor economic policy will do to a country. And we're getting ready to find out. Looking forward to that jobs report coming in May.
I think the hardest part of being laid off is really realizing that these people are just not your friends.
What does my day look like being unemployed in 2025? I spent more than half my day on LinkedIn, applying for jobs, looking for jobs, trying to connect, trying to network. And then the other half of the day between just being sad and then just doing the things that I have to do to take care of being a grown adult with a family. At some point I'm going to start taking care of myself too. We'll see.
So, what's the takeaway from all this? When global trade throws a tantrum and corporate giants like Volvo start trimming the fat, it's the everyday folks who get left holding the bag. Tariffs go up, profits go down, and boom, hundreds of jobs disappear faster than your Wi-Fi during a Zoom call. But hey, don't let the doom and gloom get you down, because here at Orbit Point, we're all about keeping you informed and entertained, one corporate shakeup at a time. If you got something out of this video, or you just like hearing about economic chaos with a side of sarcasm, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to smash that notification bell so you never miss a moment of madness from the wild world of business and beyond. Stay smart, stay sharp, and remember, when the economy gets weird, Orbit Point gets weirder. Catch you